Well, hello everyone. Happy day after Thanksgiving, or should I say, happy Black Friday sale day. I am sure you are sick to death of hearing about Black Friday sales. I am certainly sick of talking about them. So if you're interested in my top picks for today's sales through the weekend, please do check the description box. I'll have my picks listed there. You can take your time and peruse them. But today I thought we would literally do a sit down. I feel like I'm doing a fireside chat where I will continue to answer quite a few of your questions about YouTube. I planned on making this more of a talking style video, whereas you don't have to look at me, hit play, do your thing, fold your laundry, do your online shopping, and then you can listen to me kind of babbling on in the background. So what I did was, a few weeks ago, I asked online, both Instagram and on YouTube, to ask me anything, and I had so many questions that I wanted to break them out into a few videos, and today's video is all about the YouTube stuff. I have been making YouTube videos for just over 12 years, and I have a lot of answers for you. Number one, how did I get started on YouTube? Why did I get started on YouTube? Was it a hobby or was I hoping for something bigger? So I got started on YouTube because I'd been watching YouTube videos for about a year, learning all about makeup because it was this foreign land to me. I started watching YouTube as a consumer of DIY stuff. I wanted to actually learn how to fix my garbage disposal on my own and went to YouTube to find that answer, and when doing so discovered a whole world of beauty and makeup tutorials that I had no idea existed. I was a tomboy growing up. I wore just the minimal stuff. I put about as much thought into makeup as what bra and underwear I was throwing on for the day. And then I discovered YouTube beauty and got sucked into that rabbit hole. And fast forward about a year into it, I was talking to complete strangers about makeup at Target in the makeup section, at Sephora, at the grocery store. And it was my husband who suggested that maybe I should try making videos of my own. It would be a fun hobby and I could talk to more people that way. As to why I started it, I like to be busy, and I wasn't busy enough, I guess, just raising a family at that point. Of course I was, but I like to have an overfull plate, and I just thought it would be a really fun hobby. I saw that there weren't any people my age, and back then I was 36, 37 years old. That was considered an advanced age on YouTube. There wasn't anybody in the beauty space in particular making videos for my age. The creators are really talented and had a lot of knowledge to impart, but they were in their early to mid 20s and not everything related to my late 30 something life. And so I thought, well, hey, this could be fun. I'll make my own videos and I could chat with people sort of like pen pals, and it'll be fun. And that was the extent of it. There was nothing bigger. Nothing bigger existed in 2010. There was no real income concept from this. I put my first video up July 2010. September 2010 was invited to join the YouTube Partner Program. Started making about $200 or $300 a month at that point, and that was the income for quite a while. So it never occurred to me that this was going to be a job. It was just a really fun hobby with a little bit of pocket money. The next question, what and who influenced me to do my first video? For sure, Sonia Castaneda, who used to be SC Castaneda, I think 09 or something like that. Makeup by Tiffany D, Lisa D1, Lollipop 26, who I believe is Buy Now, Blog Later, but I don't even know if she's doing anything in the influencing space anymore. Emily Noel 83, Lauren Luke, who remembers Lauren Luke? Panacea 81, Julia Graff, Lola Marie 7, and Nerber XO was another huge influence. And it was actually Nur who got my channel really started. When I first uploaded my first video, I got, I think, 5 subscribers right away. And I thought, oh my gosh, I'm huge. Like, I was just so excited. And then in September, she recommended me as one of her September favorites. And my channel blew up to 1,000 subscribers, I think. And that was really what got the ball rolling. And she's left the space as well. So those are the who. Okay, number 3, do I think YouTube is as fun as when I originally started? I have all your questions written out here. No. I don't. I mean, I still absolutely love it, and there's so much to love. The love for it is still there. Is it as fun? No. But that's just because I've been doing this for a dozen years. And I will compare that to, do you remember the first time you kissed your husband, those first few weeks of new love and all the little tingles you'd get just by looking across the room or getting that phone call. And then, you know, do you love your husband less? Like for me, 25 years later, of course not. I love my husband even more. And I still get all the tingles, but is it as exciting as those first few weeks and months? Well, of course not. And you can't live like that high all the time. That's not a normal way to live. You need, I've talked about this in earlier videos, I like to live a life of general moderation. The newness of it and the excitement of all the new things happening, of course, those are long gone. Am I a little more jaded now? Well, yes, of course I am. I've been exposed to a lot more doing this. I still very much love it, but you know, a dozen years in, I've played with a lot of makeup. I've tried on a lot of clothes. And it just is a natural progression that high and that buzz that you get, it's harder to get and it's farther in between. But then at the same time, while I don't have those sharp highs that I had more often in the beginning, I have a deep and abiding and consistent contentment with what I do. And I appreciate and enjoy that even more. Number 4, what is the drive that makes me do YouTube? Well, that kind of piggybacks off the previous question. So this will sound cheesy, but it is the reason I started this channel and nothing has changed as far as the community aspect. I started this channel to find a community of like-minded women with similar interests. That has not changed. If anything, it's grown because now I have connections with so many of you that have been here since 2010 or, you know, in the first few years, and we have connected over many years and thousands of videos and comments back and forth. As much as you think you feel like you know me, I feel like I know you. I see your name pop up. I don't know you, but I feel like I know you. That drives me as much as the new faces that pop up, the new people that come in. It's like meeting new friends every single day. Who wouldn't love that? It would be ridiculous to ignore that there is a compensation part of this that obviously has grown over the years. And I am extremely comfortable in the compensation that I get from creating content on YouTube and Instagram. I am a competitive person against myself. I like to think of my career on YouTube as a golf game. Like, my husband is a huge golfer and he's always trying to do better on the course. He plays by himself most of the time. He's competing against himself. He's trying to get a lower score and I am competing against myself. And so every year I like to see where I was with views, subscribers, AdSense revenue, commissions revenue. And if those numbers are going up every year, then that drives me too. It drives me to keep going and doing better. And I am very thankful to say that that has continued to be the case. And so there is that part as well. But at the end of the day, it always comes back to the beginning. And it, for me, is 100% the community that we have created here. Number 5, do I still plan on doing YouTube in 10 years? That is a long time. That would be a 20+ year career. That's a long career for just about anybody, really. Yes, I guess that would make me almost 60. I do see myself doing this. The way I've set up this business model makes it pretty sustainable to do anywhere that I have an internet connection, which is kind of nice. Will I be doing 3 video uploads, posting every day on Instagram, and a weekly newsletter? Probably not. God willing, I will be a grandmother by then. Let me think. Yeah, I would like to be a grandmother by then. And I would hope to be spending more time with them if my future daughters-in-law are okay with that. I'm not referring to anyone specific. Nobody's engaged. Somebody asked me about that. And I was like, wait, do y'all know something I don't know? Have my kids announced an engagement but not told me? No, nobody's engaged. But you know, I would like to see more of that, more travel, less time sitting in front of the computer, maybe coaching or mentoring other, I don't know, but I will still be in some way on YouTube, assuming YouTube is still here. Number 6, how much time do I devote to YouTube on a daily basis, on a weekly basis? A couple of you asked this question, and this goes hand in hand with number 7, which is I'm exhausted working my 9 to 5. Is YouTube worth trying? It's hard to sit and quantify the actual hours because I don't sit down at my desk at 9 o'clock and then get up and walk away at 5. I get up anywhere from 6:36 to 7 and I'm on the phone answering questions before I even get out of bed to go to the bathroom. I always have my phone on hand, so I'm always answering questions or for helping with comments. There's the emails that come in 10 to 15 an hour some days, so those have to be answered. Planning content on a filming day. Filming could be a couple of hours or longer if it's a try-on video. And then the editing process could take several days. And then the newsletter is like a whole day, pretty much. I work 7 days a week, minimum 6 hours a day. It never really ends. This is not a complaint because this is a pretty amazing gig. I would be ridiculous to complain. And I will say it is my pet peeve. Nobody asked me this question, but I'm gonna add this in. It is my pet peeve to hear content creators, YouTubers, Instagrammers complain about their work. Clearly none of them have ever had a job outside of this to be complaining, because this is an amazing job and I am fully aware that it is an amazing job. As far as, is YouTube worth trying because you want to leave your 9 to 5? I'm laughing because you want to leave your 9 to 5 to work 7 days a week, 8 to 10 hours a day sometimes. It is different though when you're working for yourself. But you never really take a vacation. I'm going to tell you that right now. It just does not happen. You take your work with you. Your vacation is really just a change of scenery when you're a YouTuber. It's absolutely worth trying, but do not make that your full-time gig, because this is the weirdest business. There are no guarantees. All of you could decide to stop watching me tomorrow and there goes my income. So I would not give up your 9 to 5 until you have 6 to 9 months of your current salary banked up. There are no benefits, like literal benefits. There is no healthcare insurance. You either have to get it through your spouse's work, if that's an option, or you're gonna have to go on the marketplace to find it. That's a whole other thing. There's no 401k. Leaving that 9 to 5 more traditional corporate framework, you get things, you get your own, you make your own schedule and your own hours and you choose how to spend your time, but you give up that safety net of built-in benefits and dependable income. This is 100% commission-based income, and there's just no guarantees there. So I wouldn't say it's not worth it. That was a double negative. It's always worth trying, but consider this your hobby, because you never know. You never know. But you're also never gonna know unless you try, so go for it. Why not? There's always room for somebody else here. Question 8, how do you continue to find success on YouTube? I don't know. I don't know how I got this far. I honestly have no idea how I got to this point. I just kept doing what I was doing, and here I am. I know there are whole online courses and services devoted to pitching yourself to sponsors and agencies. I'm not saying those aren't worth it. I have never had an agent. I have never approached a brand and asked to work with them. Every opportunity, sponsored or otherwise, has just randomly shown up in my email inbox. I think back to a quote my husband's grandfather used to say, which is 95% of success is just showing up. I just keep showing up. I keep putting my videos up Sunday, Tuesday, Friday, and I hope somebody notices. And I guess the other thing is that I just have been true to who I am. Who you see here is who you're gonna see if you meet me on the street. It's who my friends see. There is no difference between YouTube Marnie and off-camera Marnie, except I curse more in real life. I will add one thing. I will say that I do always strive to improve myself in some way on the business technical side. I hope you have seen an improvement over time in the quality, and I'm not talking about the content. That's part of it. I'm talking about the actual physical quality of the camera work, the editing, the sound, those kinds of things. I'm constantly trying to learn new things. I watch a lot of videos on YouTube. I did just complete a 3-month one-on-one coaching with a YouTube coach. Her name is Erica Vieira. She has worked with a lot of people that you would be familiar with here on YouTube. She does have a boot camp course, which is significantly less of a financial investment than the one-on-one coaching. And she doesn't always take new clients for the one-on-one coaching. It's very time intensive on her part and my part, but she does offer a self-guided boot camp set of lessons. I've actually completed lessons 1 through 4. I think there are 9 or 10. There's a lot of content in there. I'm still working my way through it. And if you are interested in actually starting a YouTube channel, or you have one and you want to learn how to improve it, whether it's the beauty genre, fashion, cooking, it doesn't matter. It all applies. This is not an affiliate link or anything, but I would definitely recommend her boot camp, and I'll put the link to that below. She may be offering some new courses in the new year that are at an even lower price point. We just talked about that. I mentioned it because she just interviewed me this morning as I'm filming this for her podcast. And when that goes live, which might be today or soon, I will update this description box if I know when it's going to go live, and I will also promote it over on Instagram. It was the very first podcast I've ever done, and it was a lot of fun. Okay, number 9. How do you find new opportunities, sponsors, subscribers today? I wish I had an answer. There's no guarantee. I am part of what's now known as LTK. It started off as Reward Style. They're the ones that make it possible for me to create my affiliate links. And they also serve as sort of a go-between between the brands and the influencers. So 99% of my sponsored content has been done through Reward Style. LTK, they've been Reward Style for a decade plus. It's gonna be hard for me to get my head around LTK. It's the same deal though. I'll sit down to open my inbox and there'll be a Reward Style offer. You've been invited to this collab with Walmart. I'm like, oh, cool. So it just shows up. I would just say if you are a YouTuber and you're wanting these things, just keep showing up, keep making that content, be consistent, and constantly be striving to learn how to do things in a new and innovative way for you. Keep that brain engaged. Number 10, have I ever had people come up to me in public? Many of you have said to me over the years, I wish there was a way I could support you more. I can't always shop your links, but I wish, other than a thumbs up and a comment, what can I do? If you see me in person, I don't care what I'm doing. I don't care if I'm in line in a bathroom. I don't care if you see me somewhere picking my nose. Come up and say hello. If I'm deep in conversation, if I'm fighting with Michael in public, whatever it is, come up and say hi. That is the best feeling ever. I mean, can you imagine? I'm sitting here in my family room. The camera is on the other side of the room. There are 2 dogs in front of me. I'm talking to nobody. I mean, there is a very good chance that no one will watch this video. I have no control over that. So if I actually get to meet one of you in person, it is not the highlight of my day. It is the highlight of my month. I love it. But yes, I have. I've met people literally all over the world. I've met viewers in Paris, in Scotland, in line at Boca Raton, in the back of a deli for the bathroom, at the mall, a lot of times in San Antonio, obviously. Here, a lady on the square in Oxford, Mississippi, on the Grove, at Ole Miss. Pretty much everywhere I go, at some point, I run into somebody who's a subscriber. It's fantastic. I absolutely love it. 11, do I have any say in what ads are run on my videos? Yes and no. So I have a say in the genre of my video. So I could say, no, I don't want gambling videos. No, I don't want political ads. No, or yes, I do. So I can't say, yes, I want political ads, but I only want them from this party and not the other party. No, it's going to be across. So I don't know what's going to pop up. And you can watch my same video and just keep refreshing it, and you're going to see different ads every single time. So I have no control over that. And when I watch my own videos back, I don't see the ads, so I don't even see what they're sticking in there. I don't even have complete control on how many ads you actually see. I can place ads, and I try to place ads spaced out about 3 to 5 minutes apart, and that sounds like a lot in a 20-minute video, but YouTube generally only shows you 1 or 2 of those ads. And I will admit that, obviously AdSense is an important part of all YouTube creators' income streams and makes it possible for the YouTube platform to exist. I mean, if you think about it, it doesn't cost any of you, and me included, anything to watch videos, and it doesn't cost the creators anything to upload all of this content. So however we feel about YouTube as a corporation, it has made it possible for literally millions of people to make an income without paying for it. Alrighty, last question before I get to my regrets, and that is, how do I deal with negative remarks? So the answer to that has evolved over time, and what really has finally stuck in my brain is a comment one of you left a while back, and I'm going to paraphrase, but it was, why do you respond to the negative comments, but I leave a positive comment or question on every single video and you never acknowledge me? And I thought, what am I doing? Why would I give the time of day to someone so negative when I have so many wonderful, amazing people choosing to spend their time with me when they could definitely be doing something better with their time? And that has finally sunk in. And so I don't pay attention really to the negative comments. I mean, I see them. Sometimes it's like, ooh, that was mean. And if it's particularly just an attack, I'm not saying the comments where it's like, I don't like your clothes, I don't like any of the stuff you showed. That's whatever. People are venting. You got to give them a place to vent and then they'll feel better. So I feel like I'm doing a service. I'm joking. But when they're like attacking me and they're calling me names, or if they're attacking somebody else in the comments, those go. But the rest of them, I mean, hey, they're giving me views. They're contributing to my AdSense, 1/10 of a penny at a time. I'm joking. I don't know what an individual view is, but it's not even a penny. I truly believe you get back what you put out into the world. So if I put the time into thinking about or paying attention to the negativity, it comes right back at me. I have absolutely noticed that. When I interact with the trolls, when I address negative comments, it's a feeding frenzy and it builds and it becomes a really negative place. And the other thing I've noticed recently, I don't know if it's as I've gotten older or if I'm just in this space longer, is I'm seeing creators take negative comments and pull them out and devote Instagram stories to them, make whole videos about them. And as a viewer, I'm like, ew, it's cringeworthy. I see how it looks now from a viewer point of view. It's childish. It's immature. Did I used to do it? Absolutely. But now I'm really seeing it for what it is, and we need to stop. Creators, if any of my creator friends are watching this, and you got to stop. Just stop. Go back to the basics. Stop feeding the trolls. Give the attention to the people who deserve it, the people who are our friends here on YouTube, who, we are already so divided in our time. Why would we give any time to someone that's not pleasant to be around? That's how I deal with it now. Has it been difficult in years past? Yes. Yeah. I mean, you're only human. I'm on a screen, but I'm still a human being. And I'm not playing a character. When I get attacked, they're attacking me. So that can hurt. But I heard an interview with Bethany Moda. This was way back, like a decade ago maybe. And I've shared this before, but it's worth sharing again. And someone had asked her how she deals with the trolls even back then. And she said, basically, two ends of the same bell curve. The people who leave you the meanest, nastiest comments, they don't know her. But neither do the people who leave the most amazing, superlative, glowing comments. They don't really know her either. You cannot take either side to heart. I am not an evil bitch, and I am not an angel sent from on high. I am a normal person with the same amount of flaws and foibles as anyone on the other side of the camera. And the only true input that I can take seriously are from the people that I know, that know me and love me for all of me. So I can't get the big fat head from the glowing comments, and I can't feel negative and downtrodden about the negative comments. Can't let either side affect you. You got to live in the middle. So I'm going to end on sort of a negative note, which I hate to do, but one question that has come up over the years that wasn't asked specifically this time though is, do I have any regrets? Over the dozen years that I've been making YouTube videos, do I have any regrets? Generally, no. But there are two that I kind of regret. The first one is committing to a 3-day-a-week schedule on specific days. That lately has become very hard as I'm putting more time into editing my videos. I am one of only a handful of people I know of this size on YouTube that are still editing their own videos. I'm not going to name names unless they want to out themselves. And I'm not saying what they're doing is bad. It's just I still do all my own stuff. And most people my size are bigger. They're in front of the camera and then they hand it off to somebody else, and somebody else does the titles and the thumbnails and the linking and the editing, and that's all cool. I'm not comfortable with that for me. That is not for me. There is no team. It is just an I. So I kind of regret committing to that consistency, and that amount of content per week to keep it up at this level is getting harder, but again, what else do I have to do? I'm an empty nester. It's all good. The other true regret that I have is that I vlogged. So this is directed at anyone who's considering doing vlogging or who has children and hasn't started really sharing them in their content. Don't. For 90% of you, sharing my life, my personal life, my children's lives is just fine. It's like sharing with friends on Facebook. But there's that 10% that it is not fine. These are not people with good intentions. These are not harmless people. These are people with ill intent. They're not satisfied with just leaving nasty comments on a video. They will go beyond that, whether it's creating whole message boards about your entire family that is searchable when your children are applying for jobs and human resources Googles them, or even so far as reaching out to companies that I work with, or showing up on the campus where your kids attend school, or driving by your house and taking pictures, or sending you creepy letters. I mean, all those things. That, I think, was all connected to sharing so much of my personal life in my vlogs. For those of you who are new over the last few years, I used to do a Sunday vlog. I would video different parts of my day throughout the week and then splice that together into one video on Sundays. And even though on average you were seeing about 3 minutes of my day per day, a lot of people got really invested in that and felt like they then had a vote or a say in my family's life and business in not a good way. And I also realized that while I enjoy being in front of a camera, most people don't. I mean, most people do not. Most people don't even have a profile pic for their YouTube accounts when they leave comments. So imagine you are now a preteen, a teenager, a young adult trying to get through life. Life is already awkward enough, and now your mom's shoving a camera in your face and she's sharing your awkwardness with thousands of strangers. So I regret that. It's a double-edged sword because I also really enjoy sharing so much of that. So many of us have lived through some life cycle moments together, but it's that 10% that made it really ugly, and that is why I stopped vlogging. I will do like a day in the life. You'll notice that it's really just me on camera, or a travel vlog where it's like a specific destination around that, but personal stuff isn't really in there. That is on purpose. I really feel like creators need to really think about how much of their personal life they should be sharing. That is really the only true regret that I have. As much fun as I had creating the content, and selfishly, it's sort of like a family album that I'll have forever of home movies. That was the pinnacle of the troll comments. It was the peak of stress for me as a creator. And I have a much healthier work-life balance now that I don't vlog anymore. So now it's all good. So we're not ending on a negative. It's all good. Everything is positive. I cannot tell you enough how grateful I am that all of you are here, especially if you're still here right now at the end of this video that I think is getting close to 30 minutes in length. So I appreciate y'all so much. Thank you for spending some of your downtime with me. If you are watching this over Black Friday weekend, which I think we're now calling Cyber Week because it's just like a week-long extravaganza of sales, please do not forget to check the description box for my recommendations for sales. Maybe it'll save you some time and definitely some money. Thanks again for hanging out with me today. Hope I see you in the next one. Bye.